Coach?
Oh, man, what a tough one. First of all, just give credit to Texas Tech. It was a great environment out here tonight. What you like to see, man. Our kids liked it. Playing in a great environment in the Big 12 on the road is an opportunity to go in and try to earn some respect. And I think our guys went out tonight. One thing I'm proud about, they continued to fight the whole game, even when we got behind there in the fourth quarter, when maybe you're looking at it thinking, oh, we don't have a chance. But our kids never hung their head. They continue to fight. We get a big play out of Manny Covey, a guy who's basically fourth team on the depth chart for the big screen that went to the touchdown. I thought that was a huge play in the end of the game, fourth quarter. Got us back in it, and then our defense, really didn't do a whole lot to stop them much tonight, but we did on that one drive when we needed it, and we got them off the field. We made them punt. We get the ball back on the 10-yard line with an opportunity to drive and go down for either kick a field goal to get in overtime or try to go score. And the last drive was very unfortunate. We had Xavier Henderson goes down. We have to get a 10-second runoff. We get a big play to Royer. Then Sorsby goes to scramble. He gives himself up. He gets hit by two guys. They call targeting, and they go review it and said it wasn't targeting. But then they said it was a 10-second runoff on that one as well. And unfortunate right there when you give yourself up. You're not supposed to get hit. We had two guys that hit him. And a 10-second runoff. And then within that same drive, Manny goes out. And so we go to sub, and then that probably we spent 10 or 15 seconds there subbing right there because they're going to hold the clock. Unfortunate things that happened in the last drive. All that happened, we still made it an opportunity to go kick a field goal to win this game or to tie this game and go into overtime. And, I was just proud of the effort, man. We lost, several guys went out. Corey went out early in the game and could not go. Evan Pryor played well, and then he goes out. Then Manny makes some great plays. Ended up 2 touchdowns tonight. His first 2 as a Bearcat, and then he goes out. We're down to Vic, and so it was just a hard-fought game by our guys. Cam Rutherford goes out early in the game. He cannot come back in. But it was just one of these games. I think that it was a shootout here in West Texas, and we came up on the short end. But I'm proud of our guys how to continue to fight.
What was the explanation you got for the second runoff?
Yeah, with Sorsby, he's I really couldn't quite understand what he's trying to say really on that one. I mean, I was really angry on that, because when you give yourself up, you're not supposed to get hit. Well, he calls targeting. I'm assuming that he's calling, we're giving ourselves up, we get hit, that's a 15-yard penalty, and then and targeting. Well, then he comes back and said it wasn't targeting. I said, well, what about the 15 yards? Well, he said, no, there's not a 15 yards on that. And by the way, it's a 10-second runoff. And I was like, I didn't understand why that happened. I'm sure I think because he stopped the play, and we were it wasn't he got tackled in the field of play, so the clock's running, and he stopped it because of the penalty. And so when it stops within the clock's running, there's got to be a 10-second runoff, or you got to call a timeout. And so he calls the penalty. They end up taking it up, but yet we still get penalized for 10 seconds. So I mean, it's like we got screwed on that one, any which way you look at it. So you'd love to have a little bit extra time there at the end because I felt like we'd have had an opportunity to go down and probably get in the end zone, but it didn't work out.
How does it change your game plan when Corey goes out, and how is he, if you have any updates?
Yeah, I mean, we'll know more once we get back to Cincinnati. On Corey, it was some sort of I don't know if it was rib or oblique. I don't know what kind of injury it was. We'll know more as we get back. And he couldn't go, couldn't come back in. So then Evan's going, Pryor's going, and he was a little dinged as well, and then he got something with his leg, strained his leg, and then so he couldn't go any longer. And so then obviously you got to go to Manny, and Manny's practiced well and done some really good things and made some great plays tonight.
What was you mentioned tackling at halftime. Mm-hmm. Did you just see that as the main culprit?
Well, I mean, a couple things. I mean, give them credit. This running back's an outstanding running back. I mean, last year rushed for close to 1,600 yards. He's big. He's very patient in his running style, and he's got great quickness. And what they do is spread you out, in the passing game and try to create some lanes with him. And I thought they did a good job blocking as well. We didn't get off blocks well tonight, and then I think tackling in space was not good. I mean, there were several times where the running back got out in space, or they threw it out in space. We got guys there, and we just didn't get them down. And then now it's a big play. So it was tackling, and it was just not getting off blocks. I mean, it wasn't good, and not, a lot of ways tonight defensively.
Brendan was wearing a glove on the non-throwing game. Was that an injury or just preference?
I never did ask him. I mean, he was throwing good balls tonight and really had a good command, and I didn't ask him about why he put the glove on, but I noticed it just like you did.
Was that one of the toughest losses to swallow that you had?
No, I mean, it's tough. I mean, any loss is tough. We can't stand losing. Our guys work so hard, and to go out and win, and to win a close one like this, you're coming down to the end, and it hurts. There's no question about it. But they all hurt. I don't think any more than any other ones. We can't stand to lose.
What about the fight that Brendan showed?
Yeah.
It's a lot of yards that he threw, and it just there's a couple times that things didn't look so good.
Yeah, he kept coming back.
Play.
Yeah, no, I mean he played awesome, man. He ran hard tonight too. I mean he rushed for 52 yards. So he got some tough first downs. When it wasn't open, I thought he scrambled well to keep drives alive. He's fighting his tail off, and I think his teammates see that. When you see your quarterback fighting to get yards and trying to fight to help your team win, it inspires you. And I thought he played a very inspired football tonight. I thought he played an outstanding game. I mean, there was the pick six there. Well, that was on us, the coaches. I wouldn't put that on him. They brought pressure on that. They had a free hitter coming to him. We didn't give him a hot throw, and that's what ended up happening. So that's on us. But I thought he played an outstanding game.
How much did you guys struggle to kind of get the running game going with your running back? Was that attributed to?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was several things. Corey goes out early in the game, and you know it's going to be a shootout type game. So you got to spread the ball out and try to get the ball outside on perimeter. And once Corey went out, now Evans got dinged up early in his efforts tonight as well. And you're sitting there going, man, okay, let's try to get the ball to hands some playmakers that are healthy. So I think that had a lot to do with it.
Neither of Nathan's kicks were easy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still his job?
Yeah.
To open that back up?
Well, no, I mean, I think the first kick was a high snap, and Fletch did a good job just getting it down, but it was a high snap. He got it down, not sure, where the laces are. You still got to, knock it down, but it was a long field goal, so sometimes, it tends to get pulled. And so I thought he hit it pretty good. It just kind of went left on him there toward the end. I'm not sure about the last one. I don't know if he didn't hit that one as good, but yeah, I mean, they're over 40-some yards. A lot of pressure on. I thought our offense did a great job of getting down there really right before the half. We managed the timeouts well to get the ball back, to go try to get some points right before half, and then there at the end to give ourselves a chance to tie it up as well.
It's obviously a unique game with a lot of emotions. What's the message after a game like that?
Well, I just told them appreciated their fight, man, and continue to pull for each other, continue to play for each other. It's easy to start pointing fingers and that anytime you lose a game like this. Well, you didn't do something right, you did something wrong, whatever. We don't have time for that. We got to continue to lift each other up in that locker room, which they do. We got great leadership on this team. All these games are tough, man. They're going to be tough. I mean, just look across the Big 12, look across college football. They're tough football games. And you got to continue to stay tight as a team. You got to play for each other. You got to work your tails off. We got to be in the training room all next week. We got to bye next week, so our guys have to live in the training room to try to get as healthy as we can. With Rutherford going down, I mean, we're already depleted at D-line. I mean, that was another guy that went down that hurt, the rotation there up front. It's tough. So we got to get in that training room and continue to try to get healthy and so we can get the most healthy guys we can when we go down to Orlando.
One more for Coach.
Was there something on tape you saw coming into this one that made you think you could exploit their secondary through the passing game?
Well, I mean, just watching the film, throughout this season, I think there were some things in the secondary that we thought maybe we can, let our guys try to make some plays in the back end and get some good run after the catch. But I still think we're just always going to try to take what the defense gives us, and I think they were doing a good job of stopping the run early too, and I think they were loading the box up, and so we're trying to get it out there to Henderson and Jamoy and Tony and the rest of those guys and Royer and see what they can do and make some plays, and they did. They made some great plays in the passing game. It was just one of these games where you just got to score a lot of points. Sometimes you run into these games where offenses are hot and it comes down to who's going to score last and get those points to win the game, and that's kind of what this game was.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
We'll have Sorsby and Corleone in a moment.
Your place all right in North Carolina?
Yeah, it is.
Obviously, defense was struggling to make stops throughout the game. what was the continual message on the sideline to kind of be at that last drive for Texas Tech and be able to get a stop?
Yeah, but it goes back to last year. We wouldn't be in that predicament. That's how proud I am of this team. We kept fighting, and it's just not the defense. The offense kept cheering us on, even though we kept giving up big plays. But that's why our team is so much connected this year now, and I really enjoy that.
They had to play without you, and then you had to play today without Corey. And Corey's a pretty key part of what you do.
Yeah.
To your point, he kept going.
Yeah, and Corey going down is just next man up mentality. So, Manny Covey came up and stepped up, and that was big. And it's just next person up. This team had adversity since day one of offseason. So we've been used to this adversity. We've been sticking together.
Cam Rothberg goes out early. How hard is it to kind of look at the defensive line situation and then just continue to fight as hard as you can, knowing how depleted it is?
Yeah, it's hard. Somebody that stepped up for me this offseason and just took that leader role when I was out. And then him going down was a big loss to us, but it was just next man up. We got Harris Adams, a transfer out of SEMO, a good guy to come out and fill his spot. It wasn't no decrease. It was the same one person. He just stepped up and just did his job.
How tough is it to tackle Todd Brooks?
He's a good running back for sure. He was very patient. He was probably the most patient back I ever went against, which is hats off to him. And we just had to have hats to the ball.
What's it like watching Brendan Sorsby? Someone who, it just seems like he gives you a chance to win every game.
Yeah, and I was telling Sorsby after the game, just keep your head up, just off that pig along, but you still kept us in the game. So I know he's the leader of our team, and I know he's going to take us very far in the season, and just his leadership and his presence in our offense is going to help us a long way.
You guys went through a pretty good stretch there where you were able to kind of bottle up Todd Brooks there, and then as the kind of went going, you got a little bit loose on you. Did they switch how they were kind of attacking him?
Oh, yeah. So they was hitting, trying to hit downhill, but later in the game they tried to hit outside, and we adjusted from that. And then we got that big 3 and out. So shout out to Coach Vite, Coach Stu, and Coach Combs and the rest of the guys just adjusting to their new scheme.
How tough is it to shut somebody out, and then this week it's 44 points?
Yeah, we probably going to be the only team in college football to shut somebody out. We knew it wasn't going to be a shutout this game. They scored a lot of points. We knew that. We had to just keep up with them and just keep fighting.
Any other questions for Dante? Thank you.
Thanks, Andre.
Thank you.
We'll have Kandra coming too.
What are you seeing immediate aftermath in the locker room? What's been the message after that loss?
No, it's a tough loss. I mean, it sucks, being down and then coming back, starting up, starting lows. But, it's positivity. I think that's something that, is just really, really, really feels good as a leader is that no one's bickering, no one's fighting, and everyone's like, we're good. We're on to the next week. Next week we're off, but we just got to focus up on continuing to get better.
Would you like to have had a crack at him with Corey Kandra from fourth quarter?
I'm sorry?
If Corey played fourth quarter, do you like your chances?
Well, when Corey went down, I mean, we didn't really know what happened to Corey when it happened. But, people like Manny, he really stepped up tonight. I mean, we were all super proud of him up front. He really made our jobs easy, breaking off long touchdown passes, getting 2 of them tonight. I mean, it's really great to see him step up.
How hard is it to kind of keep the flow of a drive when you have the slide and then the review and then the 10-second runoff, all this stuff being thrown at you? How hard is it to kind of go forward?
I think we did a really good job of keep going forward. I mean, we had the review, it didn't go our way. I mean, it's very unfortunate, but we were all lined up, we were all ready to go. We were just like next play. We need to keep going because we know we had what we had to do in order to ultimately we had that field goal chance. But it really wasn't that hard of none of the bickering.
A lot of fireworks and stuff here, big atmosphere. Is it fun or is it tough to concentrate for the road team?
It was really fun. I mean, that's what we all said. I mean, as an O-line, I mean, this is a great environment. I mean, who doesn't want to play in a packed-out night game? I mean, it's in the Big 12. I mean, it was a great experience, great atmosphere, and I think we just loved having that crowd.
What's it like watching Brendan Sorsby? He just seems like he's giving you guys a chance in basically every game.
You know, Brendan, he's such a good quarterback. I mean, what he can do with the ball, running or throwing, it's just incredible. And he can really get us as an O-line out of an issue. I mean, if he can make us right, and it's really a blessing.
How would you kind of assess you guys' run game against them? How they defend the run against you guys?
Yeah, we definitely, this is one of our worst rushing offensively. I mean, we just couldn't get it going. I think, tomorrow when we look at the film, I mean, just really see what we have to do to fix our mistakes and keep moving forward up front.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Questions for Brendan?
How's the thumb?
A little bit of pain. Good thing we have a bye week this week, and I can get it right, hopefully, all around. Obviously, we got a pretty banged up team right now, but I think it'll be good for us to have an off week and, reflect on this film and see how we can improve.
So you don't think it'll be something that'll linger?
That was the glove one.
Yeah.
Had you ever played with a glove before?
Yeah, back at IU, kind of a similar thing happened and had to play with a glove, so.
What's your mindset late in that game? Because it just seemed like defense was struggling to get a stop. You kind of have to be in the mindset of we have to score on every drive. What was it like in that atmosphere?
Like you just said, obviously, regardless of if the defense is stopping them or not, that's the mindset is that we got to go score and we got to put points on the board. I think we did a pretty good job of that late. Obviously, I threw one to the defense, and that's never a good thing. So, I'll take that one, and that's definitely not on the defense. Obviously, I gave them 7, and I got to be better.
You had some runoffs there late. If you had the extra time, did you feel confident about getting something in the end zone?
Yeah, you never know. I think Texas Tech did a great job late right there, kind of dropping and keeping everything in front of them. But you never know. Obviously, you wish you had a little bit more time in those situations, but that don't always work out like that.
Did you get any explanation from the refs?
No, and not every call is going to go your way. Obviously, you hope they do, but they don't, and it is what it is. You got to play the next play.
What did you see from their secondary that allowed you to have some success tonight?
Kind of like similar to all season. I feel like I'm seeing it pretty well. Our receivers did a great job of getting open.
Was it just kind of finding the soft spots in the zone sort of thing?
Yeah, just like I said, our receivers did a great job of finding those soft spots, and I could missed a couple throws out there, but obviously that's going to happen every game. Watch the film back and see how I can improve and try to get the ball in those guys' hands.
How big is that loss of Kandra really not having it?
Obviously he's a great back. I think Evan did a great job stepping in, Vic, and especially Manny. Obviously Manny did a great job for us in the passing game. Had some good runs, so it was a very big time of him to step up. Obviously he's 4th on the depth chart going into this game, so whenever you can come in and do what he did, it's obviously very big.
Jamoy Mays seems like he's coming along and being one of your top targets, and then you throw the second interception and he jars it loose.
Yeah.
What's it kind of been like to just see him continue to develop and become a main target?
I've obviously told you all this since fall camp. He's a stud. He's going to help us a lot the rest of the season, and he's helped us a lot already. So, like you just mentioned, that second ball that I threw that kind of got away from me a little bit, that was an amazing play by him. Hats off to him, and he was the reason that we scored on that drive. So all the credit to him. He continues to get better each week, and we need to keep building on it.
Not the best result, but 2 Texas quarterbacks, and that was quite a show there.
Yeah, it's always good to score a lot of points, but at the end of the day, whenever you don't walk away with a dub, it always stings and hurts. So we got to find a way to get back on track with this bye week and find a way to get some wins in the column.
Any other questions?
Just from your perspective, what were you kind of seeing or what kind of happened on that pick 6 up there?
Obviously they brought 6, so I was hot, and then it was kind of one of those things, like a little bit of a miscommunication. Tried to bang it off Tony right then, but obviously because I was about to take a sack. But I got to be better, put it more out in front, and that doesn't happen.
Thank you.
Thank you.